afternoon. My name is Sonita Surratt, and I am elated to be here at the Purdue University Theater Department as their director for In the Blood by Suzan-Lori Parks. I'm also not foreign to Purdue. I'm also a resident artist, artist in residence with the Black Cultural Center also here on campus. So I'm just giddy right now.
How do you typically approach directing a production?
Pretty much probably like other directors, and particularly I am coming in. Tasia Jones was originally working on this project, and because of COVID, mask, right? She was not able to continue the process. Not to infer anything bad, so let me clean that up. But things just didn't work out, and I was asked if I could step in. And in looking at all the work that she had done, I can answer that question by saying very much like other directors, we have a similar process. Because everything that Tasia, you did, I was like, yes, absolutely yes. But just to tease it out a little bit, I like to read the play at least 3 times, maybe more, so I can get into the lives of the people and their world. And then I kind of set it aside and just, literally don't look at it for maybe a week and a half or 2. So then I'm just in their world, and I'm thinking about them, I'm thinking about their relationships, and I'm thinking about what their obstacles are. And then, when I revisit the script, then I'm looking at metaphor, I'm looking at what I need to research, and then, the process continues from there until I have a chance to meet with my cast.
What was your first impression of the script for In the Blood?
Wow. And I mean that literally. When I read the play, just wow. It is, initially I saw it as 2-dimensional, but the playwright Suzan-Lori Parks fixed that. You get beyond it quick. It's an amazing piece of work. It's genius.
How do you think the story will resonate with audiences today?
Oh, that's a very good question. How will it resonate today? What's really, really cool is that the playwright sets it in now. Now, right? Which means, of course, that it's universal. So right away when I, went back to that, because like I said, I read the play, but I wasn't, I was just looking at the world, right? Not just looking so much at setting until I went back to it. And when I saw that, I was like, we can do whatever we want to do here because this play is set in now.
How does the story resonate within the context of the movement for Black lives and work for racial justice?
Oh, wow. That's the layers in this play, it just covers everything. Our lead character is a Black woman with 5 children. So, immediately you might think redlining, you might think Jim Crow, you might think, protest today that is also yesterday and a decade ago and 100 years ago. So in terms of Black Lives Matter, what I've heard and what I also feel as well is that while we have progressed and we can tweet now and we can Facebook, technology is moving much faster than human beings. Yeah.
How is your approach to the play impacted by the pandemic, and what challenges are you facing in trying to tell this story during a pandemic?
Well, I'm masked, and so are my actors. So there it is. However, as I said earlier, that the playwright has given us now as our setting, I sought to say, okay, I can think like way outside the box. In other words, just be really innovative and imaginative. And actually, because we have to be social distance and be masked, I have some things that you're going to see that I'm not going to tell you about right now. But it's definitely as a result of the given circumstances now that I've had to and wanted to and delighted to imagine how we can do this right now.
What themes did you want to emphasize in this production?
Love, family, and what is it? There's a quote that is not it's a quote that's been around forever, and it is, oh what tangled what tangled web we weave. I think that's it. And in this play, it's really interesting that, and it's just phenomenal, that as human beings, oh, what tangled web we weave. And we all have something to learn. You'll see the opening of the play starts with education. And we've got a lot to learn.
What might be challenging for an audience about this play?
It's raw. Suzan-Lori Parks has no problem with showing up and showing out, quote unquote. And it's raw, but it's real. It's, it's all aspects of life, from homeless people to how they are perceived, how they are labeled, how the world, the power structure deals with that, and how they don't realize that they are a part of that. I think I'm talking too much. I better stop there.
Do you think anything has changed about the meaning of this play now from when Suzan-Lori Parks wrote it in 1999?
The meaning of the play, I think that as she has, as I mentioned earlier, set it in now, I think it's relevant in 2021. It's relevant in 1999. It's relevant in 1865. So I think that's why she set it in now. Doesn't matter where the year or the century that you do it in. There are still human beings that need to work on stuff.
How does Suzan-Lori Parks' form and style of playwriting, i.e. the rep and rev, use of spells and rests and other, impact the overall impact of the play on its audience?
Breath. She actually choreographs digestion, so to speak. She asks you to breathe, rest, as in music, right? One of the things that I love about rest in music is that it's melodic. Silence is melodic. And I think her structure is actually conducting the audience to listen and digest.
What do you think that Parks wanted audiences to consider in terms of Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter? And what is her main goal in your mind and in this production?
Thank you for asking that, because I looked at him. Of course, I, like probably many of you, had to read Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel, The Scarlet Letter, and it's a very familiar story to us. It was a part of our required reading, but I had to go back and revisit it because I was like, I know that story, but let me go make sure I know that story. and I found it very interesting how she wraps that story around these people in this time. And while she is not specifically saying that Hester is also named in her play, like Nathaniel's novel, Hester, same name, while in his novel, A means adulterer, in this play it does not, but it's still very interesting how she shapes and uses the idea of oppression and abuse, how Hester in the novel was treated, and how she brings it into this world. It's really interesting. It's layers and layers and layers, and it works. It works. Perhaps I really love plays that are set in history. So this is not literally that, but having to historically go back and revisit an old story. And the times, that was set, when was that written? I don't remember right now when that was written, but it kind of aligns with the idea of her saying now. This play is set in now. And she took the idea of that, what, was it a century ago already? Woo. So for me, what's central is the A is both characters, the book and the play, are ridiculed and seen as not a part of the society that they live in because they live a particular way. How do I feel about it? I'm fascinated and intrigued, and I love literature, so I'm in heaven.
What about the designer's concepts helped inform your own concepts for telling the story?
The designers for In the Blood are amazing. They are amazing. I'm here on the set, and Katie has done an amazing job. Amazing. As a matter of fact, my first day here, Fritz brought me into the theater as we were going to our first read through. He said, "Do you want to see the set?" I was like, "Oh yeah," right? I laugh at myself, but I walked in and I literally went, "Oh." And he responded, "Oh, you're ready to play." So yes. So amazing set designer, sound designer, costuming, props. It's just, I don't want to miss anybody. Lighting. The lighting designer and I actually had a chance to talk before I arrived on campus, because I wanted to share with him this idea that you have to wait and see, and whether I could accomplish it, because I had not seen the set yet, and with all the images and things that I received, electronically, I could not tell if the idea would work. And when I spoke with the lighting designer, told him what I was thinking, I'll just say we both got excited together, and he said yes. So amazing. I hope I didn't miss anyone in terms of the designers. They're all amazing. Awesome.
What about Hester's story do you think audiences will resonate with?
I think Hester's story resonates with all of us. All of us. Because we've experienced life. We have experienced life. Doesn't matter how old we are, whether we are 99 or 39 or 18. this story will resonate because it is life. It is life. It's going to touch everybody in a different way based on where they are and their own experiences. So I say you just need to come see it and you'll know.
What do you hope audiences come away with after seeing In the Blood?
I hope that they will see that they're the other side of the coin. It's a two-sided coin. We are heads and we are tails. It's all in here. So I hope that as an audience, whether you view it virtually or we're able to bring you in, we don't know if that's going to happen in a couple of weeks, but that's what I hope. That it's an acknowledgement, it's a recognition that Hester is you, Hester is me, and her 5 children are all of us. That's what I hope.
Thank you.
Thank you.